Greetings, citizens of the realm, and welcome to Tales of a Bard, where we review history, mythology, and tales of the wide world. So if that is of interest to you, join our hearth today by subscribing to the channel for more content like this one. As the waves crash against the shore, a mysterious force emerges from the depths of the sea. Its power is unmistakable, its presence undeniable. Legends speak of a god who controls the oceans, the tides, and the very creatures that call it home. But before we begin, don't forget to support your local bard by paying the fee of either one like or one sub. Grab yourself a cup of mead. The tale is about to begin. As the brother of Zeus and Hades, Poseidon held a position of great importance within the pantheon of the Greek gods. He was often associated with power, strength, and virility, and was known for his ability to control the forces of nature through his mastery of the sea and its many creatures. Legend has it that Poseidon was born to the titan Cronus and his wife Rhea. Cronus, fearing that his children would one day overthrow him, devoured them as they were born. But Rhea managed to save Zeus by tricking Cronus into swallowing a stone wrapped in blankets instead. Zeus, in turn, eventually saved his brother Poseidon from his terrible fate at the hands of their father. Poseidon grew up in secrecy, honing his powers and waiting for the day when he would challenge his father and claim his rightful place as a god. When the time came, Poseidon joined his siblings in a war against the Titans. Eventually, the gods emerged victorious, and the Titans were banished to the underworld. Poseidon, along with his siblings Zeus and Hades, divided the world amongst themselves by drawing lots, with Poseidon winning the sea as his domain. Poseidon's power was unmatched, and he quickly became known as the Earthshaker for his ability to create earthquakes. He was also the patron of horses and was often depicted riding a chariot pulled by seahorses. But Poseidon was not always benevolent. He was known to be wrathful and vindictive, punishing those who displeased him with storms and shipwrecks. He was also known for his passionate nature, and many myths tell of his love affairs with both mortal women and goddesses alike. Indulging highly in the pleasures of the flesh, often transforming himself or his lovers into animals so as to hide in plain sight. Some honorable mentions include names such as Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty; Larissa, a nymph who bore the god 3 children that would later come to rule the region of Greece known as Thessaly; and a human called Kanachi, who bore the god 5 children. If you would like a separate video dedicated solely to Poseidon's offspring, let me know in the comments below. One of the most famous myths involving Poseidon is the story of Theseus and the Minotaur. Theseus, a young Athenian prince, was tasked with slaying the monstrous Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. To aid him in his quest, Theseus received a magical sword from his father Aegeus. Before he left, he promised his father that if he was successful, he would raise a white sail on his ship to signal his victory. If he failed, he would raise a black sail, signaling his death. When Theseus arrived in Crete, he caught the eye of King Minos's daughter, Ariadne, who fell in love with him and promised to help him slay the Minotaur. She gave him a ball of thread to unravel as he made his way through the labyrinth, so he could find his way back out again. With the help of the thread, Theseus was able to slay the Minotaur and escape the labyrinth. However, in his haste to return to Athens, he forgot to change the sail from black to white before he reached home. When his father saw the black sail, he assumed that Theseus had failed and threw himself into the sea in despair. Some versions of this tale suggest that Poseidon and Aegeus were one and the same, and that in losing his son, the sea was afterwards associated with Poseidon's wrath, after Aegeus threw himself into the sea that to this day bears his name, the Aegean Sea. Another famous myth involving Poseidon is the tale of Odysseus and his long journey home. After fighting in the Trojan War, Odysseus faced countless obstacles on his way back to his beloved wife, Penelope. One of the most treacherous of these obstacles was Poseidon himself, who was angered by Odysseus' arrogance and disrespect. Poseidon sent countless storms and monsters to thwart Odysseus' progress, making his journey home long and perilous. One of the most famous episodes in the story is when Odysseus is shipwrecked on the island of the nymph Calypso. Poseidon had sent a storm to destroy Odysseus' ship, and he ended up being stranded on Calypso's island for 7 years. During this time, Calypso falls in love with Odysseus and offers to make him immortal if he stays with her. However, Odysseus longs to return home to his wife and kingdom, and eventually Athena convinces Zeus to order Calypso to release Odysseus and allow him to continue his journey. Despite Poseidon's many attempts to thwart Odysseus' return home, the hero eventually makes it back to Ithaca, where he is able to reclaim his throne and reunite with his wife and son. However, the journey has changed him, and he is forced to face a number of challenges and obstacles as he attempts to regain control of his kingdom. Despite his unpredictable nature and often temperamental personality, Poseidon remained a powerful and important god in Greek mythology. His influence could be felt in everything, from the tides to the very earth itself. To the ancient Greeks, he was a symbol of power, mystery, and the untamed forces of nature. He was both feared and respected, and his cult was one of the most widespread and enduring of all the ancient Greek gods. As the god of the sea, Poseidon was often invoked by sailors and fishermen for safe voyages and bountiful catches. He was also worshipped by those seeking protection from earthquakes, which were a common occurrence in Greece. Many temples and shrines were dedicated to him, including the famous Temple of Poseidon at Sunayon, which still stands today as a testament to the god's enduring legacy. But for all his power and influence, Poseidon remained a complex and mysterious figure. His motives and actions often seemed inscrutable, and his temperamental nature made him a god to be both feared and revered. Perhaps it was this enigmatic quality that made him such a compelling figure in Greek mythology, inspiring countless tales and legends that have endured for thousands of years. So the next time you find yourself standing at the edge of the sea or feeling the ground shake beneath your feet, remember the power and influence of Poseidon, the god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses. Thank you for listening. Remember to like and subscribe, and may the gods smile upon you.